Let's head up to Scotland with SNP spokesperson Tommy Shepherd. Tommy Shepherd.
On the timetable, can the leader now rule out Parliament having to debate the Brexit chaos between Christmas and Hogmanay? Mr. Speaker, can we have a debate on the ministerial code and whether it should be strengthened to ensure that ministers' statements on social media are accurate and truthful? I ask because the Leader of the House yesterday claimed on Twitter that the accelerated licensing of vaccines in the UK was made possible by us leaving the European Union. In fact, as made clear by the regulator, the very opposite is the case, and the licenses were approved by a fast-track procedure provided for under EU regulations. The thoughts of the concern in other areas too, Mr. Speaker. Previously, he was somewhat coy when I asked if he agreed with the Prime Minister that devolution had been a disaster. But recently, he has been opining on social media that the so-called Blairite constitutional tinkering needs to be corrected. Given that the principal constitutional change of the Blair government was devolution, I presume it is this that he has in his sights. If the UK government is about to reverse a policy of more than 2 decades, surely this Parliament ought to debate the matter. The current government has no UK mandate for this change, and it represents a total and absolute disrespect for Scottish public opinion. It seems that at the coming Scottish general election, 2 alternative paths will be offered to the electorate. Either the government's assault and devolution ends up with direct rule from Westminster, or the Scottish people defend their right to decide matters for themselves by demanding the choice of becoming an independent country. Mr. Speaker, yesterday another opinion poll by Ipsos Mori reported a 12-point lead for independence, the 15th in a row to record a yes majority. The question for this Parliament is whether it will respect the results of the election in Scotland or whether it will ignore them and aim to govern without the consent of the people. Does the leader agree that at some point we must have this debate?
Leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, the failure of the SNP is not something I would have thought the honourable gentleman would wish to boast about. The SNP and government has failed on Scottish education, it has failed on Scottish health, it has failed on Scottish law and order. It is a shameful record in Scotland of the SNP. They have let the people of Scotland down. And, Mr. Speaker, the honourable gentleman loathes genuine elections because in 2014 he lost. L-O-S-T, lost. He had an election and it was going to be for a generation. And the generation has hardly lasted 6 years before he quotes opinion polls. Opinion polls aren't proper elections where people go out and put their cross and put it in a ballot box. They are a taster of opinion at a passing moment of fancy, whereas a genuine election is what was had in 2014, and that is the result supported by the people of the United Kingdom, and it is worth reminding him of the success of the United Kingdom. The UK taxpayer has provided £8.2 billion to help Scotland through the pandemic. It is of fundamental importance and shows the strength of this nation together. It is the SNP that has been the failure, and it is not devolution that has been the failure. Devolution could work perfectly well if only the Conservatives were in charge in Scotland, which would make a triumphant success of it. And if you don't believe me, you just have to look at how well London was run when it had a Conservative mayor and what a hash is being made of it by a Socialist mayor. To come to the issue of Brexit and the vaccine, why is it that the UK has managed to approve this vaccine and our friends in Germany, France, Italy, Spain, etc. have not? Do you think it might just be because we're leaving the European Union and we're taking back control, we're able to crack on, and now we see the European regulator who doesn't think we should have done it in the first place? They're a bit miffed. Why are they miffed? Because we got there first. That's absolutely splendid, and we should be proud of United Kingdom achievement.